We've just joined us now, Doug from MSC. How you doing, Doug?
Really well, thanks. Really well.
Good. Now, for those that don't know yourself and MSC, could you maybe just give us a quick overview of those two things?
Yeah, so Doug Brown, Head of Marketing at MSC UK, an MSC industrial supplier nationwide, 120,000 products, specialise in metalworking, safety and MRO. Then we've got an exceptional engineering team that basically bring those products to life, offer cost savings, offer efficiencies to any manufacturing business, and then a wealth of solutions on the side of it to bring added value to a business, cost savings, control, stability, you name it, we try and do it.
Okay, now that absolutely, no question, superb.
Thanks for joining us, Doug.
Cheers on man.
What's MSC's message, core message here this week at MACH?
For us, it's about expecting more from an industrial supplier. For far too long, I think the industry has been seeing a supplier as very transactional. We buy widgets from you, we buy a bit of, homemaking, a bit of PPE, and that's it. It's a very transactional relationship. I think industrial suppliers have to offer more, and it's as simple as that. Businesses are faced with complex challenges. We all know that. You walk around MACH and you ask people what are they up against, and it's scary. The day-to-day operation is scary. You should expect more from every single business that you work with because they all have a part to play. So far beyond just that transactional sale, what are they doing to help you with your skills gap? What are they helping you to do with that long-term sort of future plan of your business? It's more than just the sale of a tool, isn't it?
But with so many facets to a business and a machine shop, how do you manage all of those? How do you, you talk about all these different things where you need to become more efficient potentially. Do you have different individuals with different skill sets that all channel in to create one overall idea, package, solution?
Yeah, I think one of the great things about MSC is you've got real specialisms within the business. So you, of course, you'd have an account manager, and that account manager will know who to talk to and when and why, and to bring in the best talent to make your business a little bit better. That helps. That you go away from being a generalist then to actually point and shoot in the right resource at you.
Yeah, sorry, Jay. There was a time, maybe it still happens now, I don't know, where the distribution model was the reason you bought off a distributor is because you could buy multiple brands from the same place. But like you've just said, you're far removed from that, aren't you? Yes, clearly you've got multiple agencies, but it's almost like dealing with an OEM with you.
I would say it's probably a little bit better than an OEM, of course, because I think what we offer is that independent advice. When you go to an OEM, you're going to get what an OEM wants to give you. Of course, it's their business model, but we're trying to give a little bit different to that. That unrestricted, unbiased brand advice to give you the best from our entire range, not just one type. Where else do you get that?
From my own experience, I can remember when I worked at Clemonta, a company, I believe, that you sold a machine tool to.
That was the one.
Mr. Alan Pickering. Was it Mr. Alan Pickering?
That. Unfortunately, it's no longer the company. It got took over by Symmetry, but Clemonta used to do work for Rolls-Royce and Pattinair back in the day, and I can remember MSC used to look after that account, and they used to have their cutting tool specialists come on site and look to reduce cycle times, for example, by introducing their product range. How has that evolved since then? I'm talking like about 11 years ago. How has that evolved and kind of, how have you enhanced that kind of experience for the clients?
Well, the first thing is probably the number of engineers is probably, fivefold than what it was probably back then. The second thing is the investment in the quality of those engineers is better than I think any other investment that we've had in the business. And then we've just launched a technology centre, so it's all well and good having engineers that can sort of chat the chat, but we've got a centre now back in Wednesbury headquarters where they can go, that job you've got on that we say we can do better, we'll go prove that out for you.
They can walk the walk.
They can now walk the walk, and we can film it and we can show them and we can bring them on site, and it's great. It's really great. It's genuine partnership, and actually it's a level of transparency because you walk them through what you're doing, and you talk them through the choices that you're making around their tooling, around their strategies, and
has the marketplace become a lot more competitive? There's similar companies to you now in the marketplace. As the marketplace become more competitive, are the end users challenging you more?
I think because, again, going back to you can expect more from your industrial supplier. I think they're beginning to see what you can actually ask for. I want to have help with my skills gap. I want to have help with what Brexit's doing to me still. I want to have help with how I might address reshoring. Those are really big horrible questions for an engineering business to face. So when you get asked those as a business, you're like, yeah, well, we need to step up. And that's, again, that sort of investment in the engineers and in the business is to address those challenges.
And your technology centre that we've been to, could you tell people exactly where it is and how has it performed for you so far since its opening? Was it in November last year?
December, I think we had you guys in, yeah. So, I mean, since then we've had, I actually don't know how many customers. I'm going to stab at maybe 10 customers come in. We've done a good number of prove-outs of parts. We've been filming a load of content that you've probably already seen on our LinkedIn. We've got loads more to come out that you haven't seen. The feedback from the industry is great. You know, people say, you're an industrial supplier and you've got something like that. And it's, you know, that's a nice rewarding feature. So it's gone down well.
And you've got a lovely component. Matt's been putting it all over LinkedIn, hasn't he? And he's keeping everyone...
Matt Garbett, Technology Centre Manager.
Is it a wheel? Did I see that?
A wheel.
Was it like a
alloy wheel? So we've just done some generative manufacturing, and that was a nice big project for him to get his teeth into. First lights out as well, so you know it was a nice little milestone for us.
And a bit of a shout out to Colchester Machine Tool Solutions as well, who of course have
Colchester Builts. There's loads of them. There's a lot of good suppliers that support MSC.
Yeah. Gio, just before you say hold your question, don't forget it because I'll come to you straight at CNC Chile Man. Thanks for bringing us thousands of miles away. The feeling of being at MACH 2022. Good to hear from you. AME 3D. Sarah and Rich says hello. They're doing loads more 3D printing now. I believe we visited their company as well. Conrad Nurk, of course we all know Conrad. He's watching at the moment. Loves his new Lang system. And featuring in our new newspaper, which is our new product, our Swarford Chips newspaper. Gio, far away.
Something that's you've mentioned skills gap. Now you know we walk around Mac today, and it's quite obvious that everyone's like selling automation now because of this. They're addressing it a lot more now through automation. The skills gap. You pride yourselves on skilled engineers. Where do you get these skilled engineers from, or do you train them internally?
A lot of looking, first off. It's hard to recruit skilled engineers. We've got to be honest, it's a difficult task. But we find the good ones and then we hold on and train them as much as we can. And then in terms of, that development, those engineers come in who we see the promise in and they get heaps of training to make sure that they can, be great. It's part of the culture of MSC, self-development, training, leadership coaching. We try and do everything to sort of push people as far as they want to go.
Doug, it's been brilliant having you on. Can you just tell people if they're coming to Mac this week where they can find you and discover some of these solutions that you're talking about?
Sure. So stand 6310. We'll be obviously here all week. We've got a great number of people here and happy to have many a conversation.
If today's anything to go by, they'll have to wait in line. You're rammed.
Today has been ridiculous. So we took more leads today than we have in previous shows altogether. Wow. We've nearly run out of most of our merch. We've had to bat people off the stand. I think at 10:30 I was ringing the sales team for more people.
What's the secret behind the success?
A great proposition, a great brand, and phenomenal people. Oh, and a big engine at the front of the stand helps as well. Yeah.
Good stuff. You got the job. Well done.
Thanks.
Thank you very much.